Good morning, student. Dear student, in your previous classes we had completed the chapter 11 which is related to the compound interest. Now in this class we will start the new chapter, that is direct and inverse proportion. Direct and inverse. About of the proportion, you are already familiar. What is the proportion? Four quantities are called in the proportion when the ratio of first two is equal to the ratio of last two. That is A, B, C and D are in the proportion when A ratio B such as C ratio D, or you can say A upon B equal to C upon D. These four quantities A, B, C, D are in the proportion. Now in this class we will discuss about our direct and inverse proportion, or direct and inverse variation. Direct and inverse variation. So first we discuss about our variation. What is the variation? If two quantities depend on each other, when two quantities are depend on each other, such a way, if two quantities are depend on each other such a way, when one is changed, one quantity will change, the other will also change. Suppose that two quantity x1 and y1. When x1, then it will be y1. Now after the change, it will be converted into x2, then it will be also changed, that is y2. If one is changed, then another is also changed, that are these two quantities are in called the variation, when if two quantities depend on each other such a way that the change in the one result in corresponding change in the other, then two quantities are said to be variation. That's clear? What is the variation? When two quantities are dependent on each other such a way that a change in the one is the other result in a corresponding change in the other results. Okay? Examples: more article will cost more. More article will cost more. The article, or you can say the things, when you purchase more things from the market, from the shop, you will pay the more money. That's all. When you purchase least item, some item, then you pay the some money. Okay, so the money and articles are depend to each other. When you change the item, then cost or amount will also change. So they are in the variation. Time and speed, that is also in variation. When you increase the speed, when you running from a bike or car, moving from a bike or car, then the speed of bike, when you increase the speed of bike or speed of car, when you speed more speed, then time is less. When the speed is more, then time is less, and speed is slow, then time will be more. Okay? Again, work and man. When the man is more, then work will be more, and man is less, then work will be less. More is the distance covered by a car and more petrol consumed. That is distance and petrol. More is the speed of car, less is the time taken to cover fixed distance. More is the number of workers at a work, less the time. Worker and time. When you increase the worker, the time will be less. So these two quantities are dependent to each other. So these are called the variation. In the variation, or you can say two quantities are in the variation when one is depend on the other. When you change in the one quantity, then other will also change. So there are variation are two types, that is direct proportion or direct variation. First we direct proportion or direct variation. Direct proportion or direct variation. The quantities x and y is said to be in the direct proportion if the quantity x and y are said to be in direct proportion to be in direct proportion whenever the value of x increase or decrease, whenever the value of x is increase or decrease, value of x is increase or decrease, then the value of y increase or decrease in such a way, then the value of y increase or decrease such a way that the ratio x y remain constant, that the ratio x upon y remain constant. It's clear? In the direct proportion, it is clear from here. It's the direct proportion. The two quantities x and y are said to be two quantities. The quantity x and y are said to be in the direct proportion if whenever the value of x is increased. Suppose we will suppose that for the value of x is x1, and value of y is y1, then after change the x1 will change into x2 and y1 will change into y2 when it is increase or decrease. Both are increase or both are decrease. Here both are increase or decrease. In this case, if x is increased, then y will also increase, and x will decrease, then y will also decrease. You can take an example, the cost and some item or some things you want to purchase. When you spend more money, then you got the more item. When you spend less money, then you got the less item. So this variation, this ratio is called the direct variation or direct proportion. In the direct proportion, the ratio of two quantities will remain constant, will remain same. the ratio of two quantities will remain same. Then after this it will be x3 and it is a y3. Again it will change. If they decrease or increase, then x1 upon y1 is equal to x2 upon y2 is equal to x3 upon y3 and so on, xn upon y1. However, it will change, that will remain constant, and the ratio of two quantities will always remain constant. Then the variation or the proportion is called the direct variation. Okay? You note it? Now next, that is inverse proportion or inverse variation. The quantity x and y are said to be inverse proportion if whenever the value of x increase or decrease, then the value of y, that is decrease. Decrease or increase such a way that x into y, that is equal to constant. Okay, in this case x1 change to x2 and y1 change to y2. The value of this, if this is the increase, the x1 will be increased, then y1 will be decreased. Or you can say when x1 or x2 will be decrease, then y1 will be increase. Y will be increase. Then we can say that. So we can say that x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2 is equal to x3 y3 and so on. Okay? So in the inverse proportion, two quantity x and y are said to be inverse proportion if xy is equal to constant, where xy product of x and y will be constant. Okay, you note it. Okay, now we come on the exercise 12a. Now we will solve the exercise 12a. Here we solve the sum question from exercise 12a, and the rest of question is solved by you. In the exercise 12a, the first question, observe the table given below. In each one, find whether x and y are proportional. X and y are proportional. To observe that this is in the proportional or direct proportional, we will find the ratio. We will find the ratio So we solve here the first question. In the first question there are given that exercise 12a. The first question is given that x, y, this box is given that as table. This is 3, 9, 5, 15, 8, 24, 11, 33, 26, and 78. Here the question is given, observe the table given below, and each one find whether x and y are proportional. Here x upon y is equal to 3 upon 9 is equal to 5 upon 15 is equal to 8 upon 24 is equal to 11 upon 33 is equal to 26 upon 78. In all of the case we see that 3 upon 9, that is x upon y is equal to, when we take this 1 upon 3, x upon y is equal to 5 upon 15. You can solve it. 3 on the that is 1 upon 3. It is also 1 upon 3. and x upon y, when we take x upon y is 8 upon 24, then 1 upon 3. Again, x upon y, when we take 11 upon 33, that is also to the 1 upon 3, and x upon y when we take 26 upon 78, that is also 1 upon 3. So, here in all cases, x upon y is equal to 1 upon 3. So, the given ratio in direct proportion. The direct proportion. Here we see that one is increased, another will also increase. One is decreased, another will also decrease. So it is in the direct proportion. Okay. So student, we will solve that second and third as well as same method. Then you will observe that in the question second and third, when you find the ratio and you simplify that, you will write in this form and you simplify that if both are, if all of them are same, if all of them same, then in the direct proportion, if all of them are not same, they will not the direct proportion. Okay, so we will solve that. Now we come on the question number 2. If x and y are direct proportion, find the value of x1, x2 and y1 in the table given below. The given table is given as, in the question number 2, the given table is given as, here the table is given, that is x, y, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 upon 72, x1 upon 120, x2 upon 192 and 10 upon y1. Right? Here the question is given that if x and y are direct proportion, find the value of x1, x2, y1 and y2. Since x and y are directly proportional, so we have here x, y are indirectly proportional. Then x upon y is equal to 3 upon 72 is equal to x1 upon 120 is equal to x2 upon 192 is equal to 10 upon y1. Okay? Now from the first two, all of them are equal. So we can write from these two, first we take these two, that is 3 upon 72. Now x1 upon 120. So 72 x1 is equal to 3 into 120. Now we do the cross multiplication. By the cross multiplication, now x1 is equal to 3 into 120 upon 72. That is 5. So x1 is equal to 5. X1 is equal to 5. Okay. Next, that is 22x equal to 3 into 192 upon 72, that is x2 is equal to 3 into 192 upon 72, 12 is the so x2 is equal to 8, and for the last, that is 3 upon 72 is equal to 10 upon y1, that is 3y1 is equal to 10 into 72, then y1 is equal to 10 into 72 upon 3, that is 250. Okay, so you can find by this method. Okay, now we will solve the question number 3. Okay students, now question number 3. A track covers a distance of 510 km in 34 liters. How much distance would it cover in the 20 liter of diesel? Now the question number 3, that is distance and diesel in liter, that is 510 kilometer distance cover in the 34 liter. Now how much would it charge for how much distance would it cover in the 20 liter of diesel? Here the diesel is given that, now distance is given 34 liters. Okay, you know that the relation is given in the direct equation. The given relation in direct equation show 510 upon 34 is equal to x upon 20. The ratio of x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. That is 34x. When you do the cross multiplication, that is 510 into 20, then x is equal to 510 into 20 upon 34. 70 to the 34, 73 the 10, 51. Now 2 10 the 20, that is 300 kilometers. So distance in kilometer and diesel in liter. Okay. Okay student, in today's class we will discuss about of the direct and inverse proportion or direct variation and inverse variation, and we also solve the some question from the exercise 12. The rest of question we will solve that. If you have any problem then you ask me. In the next class we will solve the next exercise, that is 12b, and the sum problem of the exercise from the exercise 12a. Okay, thank you, good day.